How's it going, team? So as earlier I mentioned, I thought I'd do it now because the weather's not that great. I've got one day off this week, and so I'm being super lazy and just doing housework and stuff like that. So yes, so the foot, and it starts off with the knee. So when I was building out the van and doing the floor and the bed, I was jumping in and out of the back door, which is pretty high off the ground, and landing on or favouring the one leg to land on as I was doing it. A couple of days later, trying to do this as fast as possible. A couple of days later, it was swollen and sore. Me being me, left it for a couple of months hoping it would get better, and it didn't. Then I thought I'll go to the physio at the gym that I go to, Scott and Link Fitness in Wairau Park. You should go and see him, he's very good. Went to see him, he gave me a bunch of exercises, and it sort of cleared up, started to clear up after about 4 weeks of doing the exercise and stuff, and I think that was a little bit of a tear in the meniscus from memory, don't quote me on that. So anyway, about 4 weeks ago I was getting out of the van and the door wouldn't open quite properly because someone had parked right up against the line. So I jumped out thinking I was more nimble than I was, and sort of landed backwards on my heel, and it hurt, and I thought I'll give that a couple of weeks to try and heal up, and it, you know, to try and see if the pain would go away, and it didn't. So I booked in with Scott again, and it turns out there's a what do you call it, a ligament that goes from sort of on the bottom of your foot from the heel up to where your toes are, and apparently I've got a little rip or a little tear on that as well. This one might take a while to heal, he was saying, so that's why I'm not walking today. That's my excuse. It is actually pretty sore, and being that I'm pretty much on my feet 9 hours a day at work, I really don't sit down at all, it doesn't really get a chance to heal up too much, so I'm just going to be lazy today because I'm back to work tomorrow. So anyway, so things I have been doing, I decided, and I might need our magical torch for this. I thought it would be bright enough, but I don't know if you'll see it, so I'll just use a bit of magical torchlight here, even though it's the middle of the day. So that is a grippy strip like the ones I've got down there. I put some on the floor there so that when I jumped in I wouldn't slip, but this morning my hands were wet and I went to grab that part of the door, that part there, and of course I slipped. My hands, well, I didn't slip, my hand slipped off, and so I thought I'll throw some of that on there, and so I've done that. Also had a bunch of coffees, which is really cool, and that thing used to be on that. It was a real pain in the backside, and so I thought, how can I do this? And then I thought, what about, I'll just get it going because I'm excited. I don't know if you guys watched the hotel episode when I was getting the roof vent put in, but that's when I got this thing. I probably should have plugged this in before the video, shouldn't I? But let's see if we can find it with the power of, is that it? There we go. Wow, that's bright. So there it is, and so we can change the colours and stuff. I'm thinking it could be pretty handy for doing videos at night, and then I can put my camera there and get that sparkly eye thing that all the YouTubers get. Then I can be a pretty model as well. So that is there, and I've just attached it up through the little loops here, and just one round the back there. So that can stay there, that's out of the way, and then I can get rid of this incredibly weighty thing, which was always kind of just in the way. I'm sure I've done more, but I can't remember what it was. Anyway, Foxy's happy. Aren't you, Foxy? Nice, mate. That's about it, so yeah. Thanks, team, and no doubt we'll speak to you soon. I'm trying to think of some, I can't think of it, so it can't be important. Anyway, cheers, team. It's the weekend, folks, and I've made a big decision today that I can't really do 6 or 7 days work anymore, so I'm just gonna kick back and do a normal 5-day week. I think I'm getting too old for it. Additionally, you hear that? Isn't that beautiful? That's the rain. So it's raining tonight. It's meant to be sunny tomorrow and the next day, which is pretty cool. As you can tell by that, it is a laundry night. so we're going to get that done. I've got a lot of stuff to do in the van this weekend. So I'll get into that. Maybe I'll do a couple of things tonight, but most of it has to be tomorrow when the weather's good. Don't over mentioned, I'm going for the curly. Benny, if you're watching this, which you probably aren't, I'm not copying you, but I kind of am because it looks cool. Your mustache is awesome. As you all know, the Benny thing is, in fact, a curly mustache, and so I had one a while ago when COVID was happening. I managed to grow it when I had my mask on all the time, and no one sort of knew it was happening. But this time I'm just going to grow it. I've had experience. They're a bit of a pain to look after, and it's really hard to drink coffee with them, but you know, I think it's good for a change. Sometimes you got to do something good for a change, and yeah, so lots to do this weekend. Also, another magnetic sticker for the van. That's a kids show called Nanoland, by the way, if anyone wants to check it out. It's actually really funny. It's really cool, so I like it anyway. I'll get a few things done and then have dinner. It's in there, and it's oats because I had a cheeky, very, very small though, Korean chicken the other night, so back to reality. And that's the plan. So yeah, thanks for hanging in there with me, team, and we'll speak later. Oh, I meant to mention too, from about the age of 9, there has been a thing that I've wanted, and I finally decided to get one, and this is probably the best priced one I've ever seen, ever. And so I'm going to pick that up tomorrow, so we'll get up tomorrow, we'll get in the van at about 9 and head off there, and you can see what I'm getting, so that'll be fun. I'm excited. I hope you guys are too. G'day folks, how's it going? I got up this morning very nice and early. Had a good sleep, but I got up in probably about 3:30, I think it was. Got into all my van duties that I had to do. That would probably take me quite a bit of the day, but because I had nothing else to do, I had to be quiet. I got everything done, which was really cool. Forgot to record going to the place to pick up the gift I bought myself, which I will now share with you guys. I hope you're all as excited as I am. I certainly was very excited and still am, so here we go. It's the Game & Watch Donkey Kong. I have wanted one of these since I was about 9 years old, and look at that, isn't that cool? So excited, always wanted one, finally got one. So that's a long time. What are we working out to, 43 years to get one? So yeah, it's pretty cool.